My husband earns 8,000 a month. I earn 30,000. On our anniversary, he said solemnly, perhaps we should split our expenses equally. We're married, yes, but finances must be clear. I smiled and replied softly, all right, if you say so. He assumed I was being reasonable, and grew even more pleased with himself. But the next day, when he returned from work, he opened the door to a completely empty house. The wardrobe was bare, the electronics vanished, even the slippers he always wore were gone. In the middle of the room, only a single piece of paper remained. You 8,000. I 30,000. If we're splitting things, I am taking back my 8 parts of peace. The motion sensor light in the hallway flickered on, casting a faint, yellow glow that offered no warmth, only making the 120 square meter space feel even more vast and cold. You're listening to a story on Hebe with the smell of dust and old wood. The familiar scent left behind when large furniture is removed. Zhang Chuan stood frozen in the doorway, still holding the surprise anniversary cake he'd bought. The smile that had been spreading across his face froze, piece by piece, before shattering, leaving only a stunned, almost foolish expression. Lin Wei, he called out. His voice echoed in the empty house, bouncing off the walls and returning, sounding distant, as if from another place. I was sitting in the middle of the living room, the only remaining item a single camping chair. Before me, no table, just an opened bottle of mineral water standing starkly on the cold tile floor. Hearing his voice, I looked up. My gold-rimmed glasses reflected the sunset from the window, and my gaze, I knew, was cold, detached. You're home, I said, my voice as calm as if I were narrating someone else's story. Spotting me, he seemed to find both an anchor and an excuse for his anger. He strode forward, the clack, clack, clack of his leather shoes on the hard floor accelerating, like he was stomping on his own fraying nerves. What is this? Were we robbed? His eyes darted around, shifting from surprise to disbelief. The imported Italian leather sofa was gone. The custom-built TV console, where I used to sketch designs while he curled up playing games, had vanished. The North American black walnut dining table, witness to countless dinners filled with laughter, was nowhere to be seen. Everything that had once belonged to our home was stripped away, leaving only white walls and load-bearing structures, like a skeleton picked clean of all flesh. Lin Wei, I'm asking you, what in the world happened? His voice began to rise, tinged with panic. I slowly took a sip of water. The cool liquid slid down my throat, settling the thoughts in my mind. I opened my briefcase, pulled out a pre-printed stack of papers, and handed it to him. Read this first. He took it suspiciously, his eyes quickly landing on the bold title at the top. Itemized list of household assets and funding sources. In that instant, his breathing hitched, as if he finally understood what he was about to lose. The inventory was meticulously detailed, rivaling any architectural proposal I had ever submitted. Part 1. Real estate. Apartment at XX, Building XX, Unit XX, Prime City Center location. 121.3 square meters. Total value 4.8 million. Before marriage, the female party, Lin Wei, paid 3.36 million in full, 70% of the total value. After marriage, both parties paid the mortgage for 24 months, totaling 600K. Of this, Lin Wei's salary card was auto-debited 480K, while Zhang Chuan contributed only 120K by transferring back from the living expenses. Part 2. Furnishings and appliances. Hard renovation costs. 210K. Paid entirely from the personal savings of the female party. Lin Wei. All soft furnishings, electronics, furniture, totaling 328K, were paid by Lin Wei's credit card and personal savings. A detailed list with copies of invoices is attached in the appendix. Part 3. Valuables. Wedding ring for the male party. Zhang Chuan, brand XX, value 32K. Purchased by the female party. Lin Wei, wedding ring for the female party. Lin Wei, brand XX, value 18K, also purchased by Lin Wei. Page after page, with every flip, Zhang Chuan's face grew paler. Every item, From the large sofa to the refrigerator. Even the table lamps and cups. Clearly listed the purchaser, the amount, the payment method, and the final, fatal blow. Payer, Lin Wei. What is the meaning of this? His hands began to tremble. The papers rustling like the scraping of a fine needle. I stood up. At 1.70 meters, I could look him directly in the eye. Even slightly down. The meaning is, regarding the 50-50 split you proposed last night, I have given it very serious thought. I looked at him, my eyes sharp behind the gold-rimmed glasses. Each word a scalpel dissecting his last illusion. If we're going, even Stevens, then we must calculate from the very beginning. Calculate it clearly. Everything on this list is either my premarital asset or was paid for by my post-marital income. By your AA logic, those things do not belong to us. They belong to me. I paused, my voice still steady, each word hammering home. Therefore, I have temporarily moved all of my belongings out. First, to facilitate the settlement. Second, consider it an early liquidation. Startup capital for my impending independent life. And, of course, to pay for my half of the rent, electricity, and water for this shared home. Are you insane? Zhang Chuan finally roared. He crumpled the papers and threw them at me. But they just fell limply at my feet. Lin Wei, you're truly insane, heartless, materialistic. We are husband and wife. How could you do this? His shout echoed through the empty house, hitting my eardrums, ringing incessantly. I didn't flinch, nor did I get angry. I just calmly watched his face, now twisted in rage. That face, which I had once loved so deeply, now seemed foreign, distorted, pathetically laughable. You were the one who proposed the AA split. Zhang Chuan, I said slowly, each word deliberate. I am merely, and seriously, following the rules you established. You were the first one to apply a monetary ruler to this relationship. The one who dug the moat dividing our marriage. No, I didn't mean it like that, he stammered, trying to justify himself. I just thought it would be more fair. Fair? I let out a soft laugh, as if I just heard the funniest joke in the world. My lips curled in a sneer. You earn 8,000, I earn 30,000, and that's fair, or is fair, in your eyes that I am attractive. A high earner, and carry the family's expenses, while you comfortably enjoy all the amenities bought with my income, and then use, to protect your pathetic, and ridiculous, ego? My words fell, sharp as a scalpel, tearing away the mask of fairness he always wore. Underneath, only two words remained, festering and bleeding: insecurity and greed. Unable to bear it, Zhang Chuan lunged for the papers at my feet, intending to rip them to shreds. I stepped back, avoiding him, my voice turning to solid ice. Useless. The original is backed up to the cloud, sent to my email, and forwarded to my lawyer. I glanced at his hand, frozen in mid-air, then let my eyes fall to the glittering wedding band on his ring finger. One more thing, I bought that ring, according to the AA principle you cherish so deeply. It is my personal asset. Now, please remove it, or choose the deduction plan. Pay me back half its value. 16,000. Zhang Chuan froze, as if instantly turned to stone. All his anger, all his protests, caught in his throat. He looked down at the ring on his hand, the very thing he used to boast about. About his capable, obedient wife, to his colleagues and friends. Now, that same object was the most humiliating evidence. A slap in the face. The flush of anger drained away, replaced by an ashen white pallor. Just then, his phone suddenly rang, tearing through the suffocatingly tense atmosphere. It was his. The screen lit up, flashing two words: Mom. Zhang Chuan jumped as if electrocuted, fumbling to reject the call. My voice, soft but clear, cut in faster than his reflex. Answer it. My tone was even, but it carried a cold cruelty, like a thin layer of ice on a sharp blade. Perfect timing. Let your mother adjudicate. Let's see if this AA lifestyle you initiated should be lived out exactly as intended. His finger hovered over the reject button, hesitating for half a second. Finally, under my unblinking gaze, he swallowed his humiliation and hit accept. It looked like he was about to lower the volume. But that intention didn't escape me. Speakerphone, I ordered quietly. No negotiation, no bargaining. Zhang Chuan's whole body tensed. He turned to me, his eyes pleading. I met his gaze with an empty, cold, emotionless stare. He knew there was no way out. His hand trembled as he switched on the speaker. Immediately, the unique, shrill voice of my mother-in-law, Zhang Kui-fen, scraped across the room like a rusty saw. Hello? Did you hear me? Is it done? Did that girl Lin Wei agree to the split? Her voice was deafening, dripping with confidence and aggression, as if she'd already won. Zhang Chuan's lips trembled, his tongue felt glued to the roof of his mouth, unable to form a single word. He looked at me, begging for help, but my face was just a flat, cold sheet of ice. Hearing no reply, Zhang Kui-fen grew impatient. Her voice screeched again, full of smugness and calculation. It's good, she agreed. Listen, don't bring your salary home this month. You keep it. Also, I already talked to your sister, Zhang Yu. Tell her to move into that small room at your place next month. Such a big house. It's a waste of space. As for the rent, just deduct it from Lin Wei's living expenses. She earns so much. Surely she can handle it? She married into the Zhang family. She has a responsibility to the Zhang family. The air in the room was sucked dry. I clearly saw the blood drain from Zhang Chuan's face, leaving it utterly white, devoid of all color. He stood there like a clown stripped naked in the town square, all his schemes, all his ugliness, exposed in the harsh light. So that was it. The from his mouth was, from start to finish, just a play. It wasn't about fairness. And it certainly wasn't about pride, as he'd claimed. It was to pave the way for Zhang Yu, to let his high-earning wife shoulder all the expenses, to quietly absorb my assets into the Zhang families. I looked at him, devoid of all feeling. The last spark of warmth I held for this marriage was extinguished by my mother-in-law's shrill voice, leaving only cold ashes. How ridiculous. I had thought, at least, there was some love left. On the other end, Zhang Kui-fen was still rambling. When her son didn't answer, she immediately switched to complaining. You're too soft, too weak. Didn't she only agree to marry you because she saw you were soft? So what if she earns a lot of money? In the end, she's just a chicken that can't even lay eggs. You have to be tough. Get a grip on her. The money in that house belongs to you. Her every word was a poison-dipped needle, stabbing at my skin. I didn't want to hear another second. I took the phone from Zhang Chuan's trembling hand, brought it to my lips, my voice cutting like ice. Mother, this is Lin Wei. The other end went instantly silent. I could picture her stunned face. About the split, I continued, each word steeped in frost. Zhang Chuan executed it perfectly. In fact, you're listening to
he's
a
already
story
taken
on
the
Hebe
initiative
audio
to
move out everything that wasn't his. As for Zhang Yu's room, in my personal opinion, it's best if Zhang Chuan tries to provide for her himself. Or perhaps you and father can help him. After all, he is your biological son. I am just an outsider. The line was silent for exactly 5 seconds. Then it exploded in a bitter shriek. Lin Wei, you heartless monster. What do you mean? Are you trying to kick my son out of his house? You barren hen, my son didn't even abandon you. And now you dare to defy heaven? I'm telling you, don't even think about divorce. My son gave you his youth. You have to support him for the rest of his life. Those filthy words were nauseating just to hear. I didn't waste another word. I pressed end and tossed the phone lightly. It skidded across the glossy floor with a cold "keng" sound. The room fell into absolute, deafening silence. I looked up at Zhang Chuan. He was completely broken, his face the color of ash. Did you hear that clearly? I asked softly, as if asking him but also myself. This is the you wanted. This is your filial mother. This is the economic hunt that you and your mother painstakingly set up for me. No, it's not. Wei, let me explain. Zhang Chuan completely broke down. He lunged forward, grabbing my wrist with a force that felt like it could shatter my bones. His eyes were bloodshot, tears and snot streaming disgustingly down his face. It was all my mother's idea. She forced me. She said if I didn't do it, I was being unfilial, turning my back on my family. I was just momentarily confused. You are the one I love. How could I possibly plot against you? He lowered his voice, weeping like a child. If this had been yesterday, or even a few hours ago, I might have softened at this sight. But now, I only felt disgust. I violently shook his hand off, taking a step back as if I had touched something filthy. Momentarily confused, I laughed coldly. Zhang Chuan, have you forgotten what I do for a living? I am an architect. Logic, detail, and evidence are ingrained in my very bones. I pulled another object from my bag, a small, black recording pen, right in front of him. I pressed play. Mom, I told Lin Wei. She agreed. Yes, just as we planned. Mention AA first to shut her down. On the recording, Zhang Chuan's voice was clear, laced with the smugness of a successful scheme. She cares too much about face. The moment I mentioned fairness, she couldn't bring herself to refuse. Once AA becomes a habit, I'll suggest Zhang Yu move in, and it will be hard for her to say no. Yes, don't worry, Mom. From now on, I will definitely control the money in this house. She's a woman. What's the point of earning so much? Doesn't it all have to go to her husband's family anyway? The conversation between him and his mother, every single word, echoed clearly in the empty room. That was the call he made last night after proposing the split to me. The one he made after stepping back into the living room. And I was sitting right behind the bedroom door, hearing every word. I watched Zhang Chuan's face turn from white to gray ash. Watched the last spark of light in his eyes die completely. Swallowed by fear and despair, I stepped closer, leaned into his ear, and used a volume just loud enough for the two of us. Pronouncing his death sentence word by word. Zhang Chuan, between us, this is no longer about, it's about fraud. Those two words struck him like lightning. All the spirit drained out of him, and his body went limp, slumping to the floor. He looked at me, his eyes wide with terror, his lips moving but making no sound. After what felt like an eternity, he found his voice, which rose to a near scream as he grasped for the shield of our shared past. Wei, we've been in love since university. He began to rewind our history, his voice broken and trembling. Have you forgotten us saving seats for each other in the library? Eating at every food stall behind the school? Have you forgotten that birthday? I worked at a construction site for a month just to buy you a present? I was so tired I could barely speak. And you held me and cried all night. Have you forgotten? Right after graduation, we were crammed into that tiny 10 square meter rental room. You said one day we would definitely have our own home in this city. Every sentence was a dull knife, sawing back and forth across my already scarred heart. The memories that had once warmed my entire youth now became the most bitter. Ironic barbs. Yes, we had a beautiful past. But so what? No matter how sweet the sugarcane, it cannot withstand the press of reality grinding it down again and again. Until only a dry, useless pile of pulp remains. Watching his tearful performance, my heart was calm, almost amused. A grown man who makes a mistake and, instead of thinking how to bear the consequences, just drags out the past to emotionally blackmail someone. How sad, how pathetic. Are you finished? I looked down on him, my voice like ice. If you are, I have a few things to announce. First, I am immediately listing this apartment with an agent for rent. I will divide the rental income with you proportionally, based on the mortgage payments we made together after marriage. Second, you have 3 days to move out. I have already packed your personal belongings for you. They are in the box by the door. Third, my lawyer will be contacting you shortly to discuss the divorce. My every sentence was sober, articulate, and devoid of emotion, like a pre-programmed machine. Zhang Chuan looked at me with pure despair. He knew, this time, I was serious. Every pretense, every scheme, every last hope of his, dissolved like foam in my calm announcement. He grabbed my leg, wailing like a helpless child. Don't. Wei, please don't divorce me. I was wrong. I was truly wrong. Please, just give me one more chance. I was disgusted and wanted to kick him off, but I restrained myself, merely lowering my eyes to look coldly at the man I once loved, now small and humiliated at my feet. Just then, The iPad screen sitting nearby lit up. It was a WeChat notification preview. Sender: Su Qing. Zhang Chuan's WeChat. Our Apple IDs were linked, so all his messages synced in real time to my device. I had never looked before, considering it his privacy. Thinking back, my respect was just a joke. I ignored the man groveling at my feet, bent down, picked up the iPad, and unlocked it. On the screen was the entire chat history between him and his female colleague. Su Qing. Zhang Chuan. Qing. I'm done for. Lin Wei. She knows everything. Zhang Chuan. She wants to sell everything in the house, kick me out, and divorce me. Zhang Chuan. What do? I really don't know what to do. A series of desperate crying stickers followed. The girl named Su Qing replied quickly. Her words were understanding, but they reeked of that sweet, manipulative green tea tone. Su Qing. Brother Chuan. Don't panic. Slow down. What happened? Su Qing. Oh my god. How could she do that? That's too domineering, too heartless. Su Qing. I told you. That strong woman, type like designer Lin, she doesn't have feelings in her eyes. Only money and benefits. She doesn't really love you. She just sees you as an accessory to perfect her own life. Su Qing. Brother Chuan. You can't be this weak. A man needs a career and a backbone. You can't let her bully you like this. Every sentence looked like comfort but was, in fact, continuous brainwashing, agitating his emotions, and pushing all the blame onto me. Su Qing. I'd met her a few times. At their company's year-end party. A girl with a delicate face. But her eyes always held a hook. The way she looked at Zhang Chuan, that undisguised admiration and adoration, I had noticed it long ago. I just thought at the time, at most, it was a young girl's vague crush on a mature, married man. I didn't pay it any mind. I had too much faith in the 7-year foundation between me and Zhang Chuan. How ridiculously naive. What she coveted wasn't Zhang Chuan himself. She was aiming for the middle-class facade, the successful career, the happy family that I had built with real money and real effort for him to stand in. The chat window updated. Su Qing sent a long voice message. Zhang Chuan immediately pressed play. Her voice filled the air, perfectly anxious and brimming with righteousness. Brother Chuan, don't be afraid of her. Marital assets are joint property. She can't just sell them because she wants to. That's against the law. You can absolutely sue her. You have to be tough right now. Tell her, this house belongs to both of you. She has no right to dispose of it. You have to make her understand that you are not someone to be trifled with. Zhang Chuan, as if grasping a life-saving straw, immediately replied. You're right, I can't let this go. This is our joint marital home. Seeing that line, I snorted. What a brilliant advisor. Too bad her teammate is a pig. Even the best strategist can't fix that. I didn't expose them immediately. I just quietly took screenshots of the entire black and white twisting chat and saved them. Sure enough, just a few minutes later, the Zhang Chuan who had been splayed at my feet suddenly seemed to get a shot of adrenaline. He scrambled up, wiped his tears, puffed out his chest, and tried to sound threatening. Lin Wei, I'm telling you, this house is joint marital property. You have no right to sell it. I order you to restore everything to the way it was. Immediately, otherwise, I'll see you in court. He tried to act tough, but his trembling voice and avoidant gaze betrayed his weakness. Looking at this ridiculous charade, the last ripple of feeling in my heart vanished. I deliberately retracted all my thorns, putting on an expression of fear, of weakness. Really, is that true? Property, during marriage. I lowered my head, my voice laced with hesitation, and stepped back. You're right, I think that's how it is. So, maybe I really did this wrong. A flash of triumph lit up Zhang Chuan's eyes. He thought he had me. He thought his flimsy legal threat had worked. He had no idea he was walking step by step into the trap I had so carefully set, and that his intelligent confidant was the very hand pushing him over the edge. In the days that followed, I perfectly played the role of someone who knows she was wrong but is still resentful. I obeyed Zhang Chuan's demands. I called the moving company to halt the sale of the items, I contacted the real estate agent to take the apartment off the rental market. Thinking I was truly scared, he became increasingly arrogant, no longer sleeping on the floor. He brazenly pulled a blanket from the box by the door and spread it out in the empty bedroom. Every day after work, he would sit on that blanket, playing with his phone, and ordering me around. Lin Wei, when are you buying the sofa back? My back hurts from the floor. It's so inconvenient without a TV. Go get the old one back quickly. I want a Coke. There's no fridge. Go downstairs and buy me a case. He postured like the true master of the house, while I was just the offender waiting for his magnanimous forgiveness. I didn't argue. I didn't fight. To every demand, I just gave a flat, and turned away. Doing nothing. My obedience made him even smugger. Under the remote control of his advisor, Su Qing, he began making excessive demands. One evening, he threw a handwritten agreement in front of me. Lin Wei, you're listening to a story on Hebe Audio. I picked up the paper. The slanted handwriting listed conditions so ridiculous they were hard to believe. 1. The female party, Lin Wei, must acknowledge this apartment as joint marital property and immediately add the male party, Zhang Chuan's, name to the deed. 2. The female party, Lin Wei, must surrender her salary card, retaining only 3 yuan a month for pocket money. All family expenditures will be managed exclusively by the male party, Zhang Chuan. 3. The female party, Lin Wei, must pay the male party, Zhang Chuan, 5 yuan per month as compensation for spiritual contribution to the family. Looking at these tyrannical terms, I almost laughed out of anger. Compensation for spiritual contribution. How did he have the face to write those words? Did Su Qing tell you to write this? I looked up and asked calmly. His eyes immediately darted away. Then he stiffened his neck. It doesn't matter who said it. You just need to say yes or no. This is for our home. In a marriage, one person must control the finances for there to be stability. So the one controlling the finances must be you. The man who earns 8,000. I countered. Correct, he declared. The man must hold the money. What does a woman like you know about financial management? Looking at his face, made exceptionally ugly by his puffed-up pride, my heart went cold. I didn't explode. I just pushed the agreement back to him. This is too big. I need time to think. Outwardly, I hesitated. Inwardly, I was calculating quickly. I needed to stall. Stall for his greed and stupidity to be fully exposed. Stall for my best friend and strongest support, the illicit divorce lawyer Chen Man, to prepare all our weapons. That night, I locked the remaining empty room and video called Chen Man. On the other end, she was in a neat silk pajama set, wearing a face mask, but her voice was as sharp as ever. Demanding his name on the deed? And surrender the salary card? Impressive. Zhang Chuan, going for total financial freedom in one step. Is he? Wei, you're doing the right thing. Don't confront him directly. Right now, he's like an overinflated balloon. The more you poke, the more confident he thinks he is. Just let him fly. The higher, the better. I was a little worried. But man, the post-marital mortgage payments and the appreciation. Are we really okay with that? And the fact I sold the furniture. What if he sues? Don't be afraid. Chen Man's voice was firm. The premarital down payment has bank statements and a contract. That is your personal asset, clearly protected by law. The post-marital payments and appreciation are tricky. Yes, but manageable. As for selling the furniture, she laughed. The messier, the better. We need him to make a huge scene. The bigger the scene, the harder he falls. Your job right now is to play weak and bait him into showing his entire hand. After hanging up, I was calm. The following days, I acted exactly according to Chen Man's script and worked in the shadows. I pretended to agree to negotiate but set conditions. He and his family were not to harass me. I needed quiet to think. Thinking he had me, Zhang Chuan immediately called his mother, Zhang Kuifen, and told her to be quiet for a few days. And just like that, she was. In front of me, he acted even more like the victor. He started mapping out his future as holder of the purse strings. Once I manage the money, the first thing is to buy Zhang Yu a small apartment downtown. A girl can't rent forever. My parents should also move here to enjoy their old age. It's time to upgrade to a bigger house. Oh, And my brothers have all changed cars recently. I should consider a BMW. To have some face when I'm out. He prattled on, not noticing that I was looking at him like he was a preening clown. Your face? You should earn it yourself. Why demand it be plastered on with my sweat? For your entire family? While he was daydreaming, I put on my headphones and sat at the computer, scanning every line of our joint savings account. This account was linked to my salary as soon as my pay came in. The majority was auto-transferred here. As for Zhang Chuan's 8,000, he'd occasionally transfer 1 or 2,000 as a token gesture. Most of it vanished under the pretense of client dinners or social networking. I hadn't looked before, but now I was shocked. In the past 2 years, Zhang Chuan had transferred over 50 yuan from this account to his sister, Zhang Yu, under various categories: driving lessons, class registration, living expenses. The largest transfer was 3 months ago, 20 yuan to an unfamiliar account. I checked the recipient's name, Su Qing. The very next day, Su Qing showed off a brand new 19.800 yuan luxury bag on her Moments feed with the caption, "Thank you. My love, you're the best." Red heart. So, the spiritual affair had escalated to a material one long ago. Using my money to woo another woman. Zhang Chuan, you really are capable. I gathered all the transfer statements and Su Qing's Moments screenshots, categorized them, encrypted them, and sent them to Chen Man. Everything was ready. It was time to pull the net. I proactively scheduled a meeting with Zhang Chuan. Let's meet at the cafe next to the Civil Affairs Bureau. I think we should talk clearly one last time. My voice carried just the right amount of fatigue and concession. Thinking I was surrendering, he agreed immediately. He even changed into new clothes and slicked his hair back. On his phone screen, a message from Su Qing flashed. Go. Brother Chuan, bring out the negotiation points we prepared. Read them to her one by one. You must overwhelm her with your presence. I watched his smug back. A cold smile on my lips. Go on, go to your execution. In the cafe, the air conditioning was on full blast. Zhang Chuan sat across from me. A cup of Americano, something he never drank, in front of him. Su Qing must have advised him, it looks more professional for negotiations. He cleared his throat, took a notebook from his bag, and opened it solemnly. It was filled with negotiation points, prepared by Su Qing. Lin Wei, he began, trying to make his voice deep and authoritative. After these few days of cooling off, I think we need to establish a new, healthy model for our future marriage. I watched him silently, like a prisoner awaiting sentencing. My silence clearly inflated his ego. He began to read from his list. First, the matter of adding my name to the deed cannot be delayed. It is the most basic guarantee for our marriage. Second, regarding family finances, I'm not being a dictator, just managing things more efficiently. You give me your salary card. I guarantee your monthly allowance will increase from 3,000 to 5,000. That's enough, isn't it? Third, my sister Zhang Yu moving in. This is about filial piety and family. As the sister-in-law, you should support this. Fourth, and most importantly, he looked up, his eyes boring into me. You must formally apologize to me and to our home for your arbitrary act of selling the furniture. Finished, he closed the notebook, leaned back, and adopted the pose of, I've already conceded as much as possible. Waiting for me to nod gratefully, I heard him out, my face still blank. I just took a sip of lemonade and then waved gently toward the cafe entrance. Zhang Chuan followed my gaze, and the smug smile on his face instantly froze. At the door, a woman in a sharply tailored black skirt suit and 7-centimeter heels, radiating pure power, was walking straight toward us. Behind her, a young assistant carried a briefcase, his expression serious. Chen Man, my best friend, my comrade in arms, and the executioner for Zhang Chuan and the people behind him. Chen Man stopped at the table, the click of her heels sharp on the floor. She didn't look at me. Her razor-sharp gaze landed directly on Zhang Chuan's tensed face. Hello, Mr. Zhang. Her red lips parted. Her voice was cool, clear, and carried a professional weight. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Chen Man, the exclusive legal representative for Ms. Lin Wei. Regarding the points you just raised, I will now respond on behalf of my client. She placed a thick leather binder on the table with a heavy thud. The sound wasn't loud, but it struck Zhang Chuan's heart like a sledgehammer. His face paled instantly. You hired a lawyer? Lin Wei, what is the meaning of this? He roared, losing control. Chen Man didn't give him time to erupt. She put on a pair of white gloves and calmly pulled out the first file. First, regarding the apartment, she pushed a notarized copy of the premarital asset notarization, stamped in red, toward him. The 3.36 million down payment for the apartment, registered in Ms. Lin Wei's name, is her personal premarital asset. We have bank statements and the purchase contract to prove it, and it was notarized before the marriage. Therefore, adding your name to the deed is, legally and rationally, impossible. Immediately after, she produced a stack of renovation contracts and payment vouchers. Next, the renovation and furniture, totaling 538 yuan, were all paid from Ms. Lin Wei's personal account. This is also her personal property. Whether she sells it or gives it away is her decision. You have no right to interfere. Zhang Chuan's lips began to tremble. He wanted to argue but couldn't utter a word. Chen Man didn't stop. She pulled out the second file. Now, let's address your issues. Her voice dropped several degrees. These are the bank statements from the joint savings account during the 2 years of marriage, showing transfers to your sister, Zhang Yu, totaling 53 yuan. And these are the records of expenditures, buying bags and luxury jewelry for your colleague, Su Qing, complete with her receiving account information, totaling 38 yuan. Chen Man laid out the bank statements and Su Qing's moments screenshots like playing cards. One by one, in front of him, Mr. Zhang, according to current marriage law, during the marriage, if one party unilaterally gifts joint assets to a third party, especially one with whom they have an improper relationship, that act of gifting is void. My client has the full right to sue Ms. Su Qing and demand the complete return of that money. As for the money you gifted your sister, that was also a unilateral disposal of joint assets without spousal consent. We reserve the right to demand its return. Cold sweat beaded on Zhang Chuan's forehead. He was like a fish thrown on shore, gasping, his face turning from white to green. The great wave, only now, had truly crashed down. Chen Man took out the final file, a printout of the entire chat history between Zhang Chuan and Su Qing that I had screenshotted. A stack as thick as a verdict. Finally, Mr. Zhang, Chen Man's voice was as cold as a scalpel. You conspired with Ms. Su Qing, attempting to use deceit and intimidation to lure my client, Ms. Lin Wei, into signing an unequal property agreement, with the intent to illegally seize her high-value, premarital personal assets. The nature of this incident is extremely serious. We have every reason to suspect that your actions already show signs of constituting. Chen Man leaned forward slightly, looking directly into Zhang Chuan's terrified eyes, and enunciated 2 words, fraud. We reserve the right to report this to the police and pursue criminal charges against you and Ms. Su Qing. Boom. Zhang Chuan's entire world completely collapsed. The Americano he hadn't even drunk was knocked to the floor by his uncontrolled arm. Brown liquid and broken glass splattered everywhere, as messy as his life was in that moment. How long does it take to fall from heaven to hell? Zhang Chuan answered with vacant eyes and a trembling body. Only a few sentences from Chen Man. He shattered, his mind blank, all his arrogance, all his schemes. You're listening to a story on Hebe audio, fraud, and criminal charges. His first reflex was to pull out his phone, his hands shaking as he dialed his savior. Qing Qing, save me, she said. She said we're going to jail. On the other end, as soon as Su Qing heard the keywords lawyer, fraud, and criminal prosecution, she shrieked like a cat whose tail had been stepped on. What? Zhang Chuan, are you sick? When did I conspire with you? Those were your ideas. Are you trying to blame me? Let me tell you, I have nothing to do with this. Don't bother me again. Click. The call was cut. He redialed. The number you have dialed is currently busy. He was blocked. The soulmate confidant, who had been giving him advice a second ago, had tossed him like garbage at the first sign of danger. Unresigned, Zhang Chuan called his mother, Zhang Kui Fen. This time, he cried like a 300-pound child. Mom, that bitch Lin Wei is suing me. She hired a lawyer, says I'm going to jail. Save me. The moment Zhang Kui-fen heard the words, going to jail, her soul fled her body. Just days ago, she had been cursing and full of fight. Now, her voice trembled like a falling leaf. What? Jail? My son, how could you be so stupid? She didn't curse me again. Instead, she turned on her own son. I told you to be careful with your words. How could it come to this? Quick, kneel down and apologize to Lin Wei right now. Beg her to forgive you. Nothing can happen to you. If something happens to you, how will your father and I live? Through the phone came his mother's panicked sobs. Outside the phone was Chen Man's cold, mocking gaze. In that moment, Zhang Chuan's world was torn apart. His allies had turned. He was an enemy on all sides. Chen Man and I didn't spare him another glance. We stood up and calmly left the cafe, leaving him alone in the midst of his messy, desperate battlefield. In the days that followed, Zhang Chuan began a frenzied campaign of harassment and begging. At dawn, he would block the gate of my complex. Eyes bloodshot, face stubbled. When he saw my car, he would lunge forward, pounding on the window. Wei, I was wrong. Forgive me. Let's not get divorced. I kept my face cold, stepped on the gas, and left him behind. At noon, he'd be lurking in my office lobby clutching a wilted bouquet of roses, trying to get past security. Lin Wei, come down and see me. Just once. I called the front desk, told them to escort him out, and warned that if he returned, I'd call the police. At night, my phone was bombarded with endless messages of repentance. He recounted our relationship from the first day, detailing every trivial memory, his writing style smoother than his graduation thesis, always ending with, Wei, for the sake of our 7 years, please give me one more chance. Reading those twisted words just made my stomach turn. I blocked him, deleted everything. The world was quiet, but he wasn't done, so I filed for a restraining order. When the police served him with the black and white document, he was stunned into silence. With Zhang Chuan's failure, Zhang Kui-fen and Zhang Yu took the stage. This time, no more rolling on the ground and wailing. They came to my door bearing all sorts of gifts, humbling themselves completely. Zhang Kui-fen, tears streaming, clung to my hand. Wei, it was my fault. I was muddle-headed. Zhang Chuan is foolish, but he has you in his heart. For the sake of your long relationship, please forgive him this once. Zhang Yu chimed in, her eyes red. That's right, sister. My brother just has a soft ear. It was mom who egged him on. He knows he's wrong now. He's not eating or drinking. He's just skin and bones. I pulled my hand away, looking at the once arrogant mother-daughter pair now performing this tragedy in front of me. You only know you're wrong now? It's too late. I called security to politely escort them out, stating clearly, if this happens again, my lawyer will send a formal letter directly to each of your workplaces. I imagine your leaders would be very interested in your family's affairs. They deflated instantly. As a last resort, Zhang Chuan made his stupidest move. He ran to Su Qing's office, demanding she return the 38.000 and testify that it was all a misunderstanding. Of course, Su Qing refused. One side demanded money, the other refused to pay. One was afraid of being implicated, the other was trying to drag her down with him. The two who had been so sweet on WeChat were now tearing each other apart in the middle of the office. Zhang Chuan cursed her as ungrateful and venomous. Su Qing cursed him as a talonless lunatic, a toad lusting after swan meat. Their ugly facades were stripped bare for all to see. The result? Due to the massive scandal and her fear that I would actually sue for the money, Su Qing proactively resigned and quietly left the city. As for Zhang Chuan, he was advised to resign by his company's leadership, citing serious personal issues affecting the company's image, unemployed, abandoned, and his marriage in ruins. In just half a month, Zhang Chuan's life, from the peak he had imagined, fell straight to the bottom. The last time he found me was on a rainy night. He didn't dare come close, just stood far away under the eaves of my complex, soaked to the bone like a stray dog abandoned by its owner. He called me one last time from an unknown number. Lin Wei, I lost my job. Su Qing is gone. My mom is sick. I have nothing left. His voice was hoarse, empty, and full of despair. I really know I was wrong. Can we not get divorced? I just need you. I don't need anything else. Just you. I listened silently. The rain beat against the glass. A gloomy drum, but my heart was as still as the water in an old well. I didn't reply. I hung up and added the number to my block list. Zhang Chuan, you don't have nothing. You just returned everything you stole from me. That's all. It's what you deserve. The divorce proceedings were smoother than I expected. In the mediation room, Zhang Chuan no longer struggled. He sat across from me, looking 10 years older in just 2 weeks. His eyes were sunken, his temples already flecked with gray. He quietly signed the divorce agreement my lawyer, Chen Man, had drafted. I didn't act like the heroines in power trip novels, kicking him out with nothing. I wasn't an executioner. I was just a person who had been stolen from. Taking back what was mine, the joint mortgage payments and their share of the property's appreciation. Chen Man's assistant had calculated it all clearly using professional financial software. After deducting the money he had to pay back, his small share came to just over 100,000 yuan, which I transferred on the spot. But he had to return the more than 90,000 he had illegally transferred to his sister, Zhang Yu, and his colleague, Su Qing, not 1 cent less. That was my bottom line. Holding the agreement, Zhang Chuan's hands trembled like leaves. He had no money, unemployed, his savings were long gone. To scrape it together, he was forced to humble himself and find his darling sister, Zhang Yu, but she had already given that 50-odd thousand to her new boyfriend as a down payment on a suburban house, a house registered only in the boyfriend's name. The siblings fought over the money, tearing their family apart. Zhang Chuan cursed her as ungrateful. Zhang Yu cursed him as talentless. In the end, Zhang Yu and her boyfriend blocked all his calls and disappeared. At his wits' end, Zhang Chuan and his parents sold their only old house in their hometown. The very house Zhang Kuifen had bragged her whole life was saved for my son to get married and have grandchildren. The day she got the money from the sale, Zhang Kuifen had a stroke on the spot. She was saved, but it left her half paralyzed. The Zhang family was in chaos, a complete mess, while I received the divorce certificate, feeling light as if a yoke I had carried for years had been lifted from my shoulders. Even my breathing felt clearer. I blocked all contact with the Zhang family, blocking out that entire suffocating period of my life. I didn't rent or sell the house. I hired the best construction team in the industry to renovate the empty apartment according to my original pure dream. I tore down all the extra walls, connecting the living room to the loggia, creating the open, flat space I always wanted. The walls were painted a warm cream white, the floor replaced with soft, natural wood. I chose every piece of furniture myself, minimalist, comfortable, each piece bearing my fingerprint. No one would ever point at my designs again. No one would say, "This isn't practical," or "That's too expensive." This house, finally, belonged completely to me. On the day it was finished, the sun was beautiful. Golden light streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows, sprinkling across the living room. The gleaming floor danced with reflections. I opened a bottle of fine champagne and invited my advisor, Chen Man, to celebrate the new home. A toast, Man, to us. Invincible. I raised my glass. Chen Man clinked hers, her eyes behind her glasses curving into crescents. No, way. If we're toasting, let's toast to rebirth. We looked at each other, smiled, and drank. The bubbles popped on my tongue. Sweet, crisp, and endlessly refreshing. Just then, my phone vibrated. An SMS from an unknown number. I opened it. Lin Wei. I know I was wrong. I really know. I sold the house in my hometown. My mom is sick. I have nothing. Can we start over? This time I'll listen to you. I'll be your horse or your ox. I'm begging you. Zhang Chuan, looking at those words, groveling in the mud. My expression didn't change. I glanced at it once and hit delete. Like cleaning up a useless piece of spam. I refilled my glass, turned toward the bright sun outside the window and to Chen Man beside me, and smiled. Yes, to rebirth.